Welcome everybody to this week's Real Talk with Amanda. I'm Amanda Hammett and I'll be answering your life's toughest question as the cool big sister that you don't have. This week's question is really super awesome, so let's go ahead and jump on in. So this week's question is something I've been wanting to talk about for weeks and weeks, but I never actually got an actual question on it until last week. The Twitter gods opened up and Chris Leonardi from Massachusetts was complaining about this very thing on Twitter, and so he and I had a little conversation. We're going to talk about how to kill it on your college application essay. Chris is actually getting ready to apply to college, and he had just gotten his class rank last week, and he was less than impressed with the not so stellar job he had done his first 2 years of high school. I think he might have actually said something about wanting to go back and punch his freshman self in the face. All right, Chris, we don't need to do that, but hopefully the advice I'm going to give you today will help you go from the rejected pile into the accepted pile at the college or university of your choice. One of my best friends in the entire world just happens to be one of the deans of admission at a major university. But I also have lots of other friends from across the country that are also in admissions at different universities and colleges. Now, when I first came onto this topic and really wanted to talk about it, I went to them and I started asking all kinds of questions. What can a student do to move themselves from the rejected pile into the accepted pile, or the maybe pile to the accepted pile? And here's something that they all had in common. They all said that you need to kill it on your college essay. Now, I know that there's some programs and some people out there saying that there's a formula for writing your college admissions essay. That wasn't the advice that I had actually gotten from all of my friends in admissions. The one thing that they all consistently said was your admissions essay should be you. It shouldn't be what you think that the college or university of your choice wants to hear. It shouldn't be what your parents want to read, but it should be all about you. In many instances, colleges and universities use this essay as a gauge for how you're going to fit into the culture of the college or university of your choice. This essay needs to be so you that if your best friend were to read it and not know that you wrote it, he'd be all like, "Dude, Chris, this is you." Yeah, that's my dude voice, sorry. So that's the exact reaction that you want. So if you're applying to a college that's at the forefront of innovation and you can't explain in your essay why you're innovative and how you use innovation to solve your everyday problems, then you're not doing anything to increase your chances of making it into that college or university. In fact, you might even be decreasing your chances. And that's not what you want to do. One more thing. Well, maybe it's two more things. Hopefully these are pretty obvious. The first thing is you don't want to procrastinate. You want to give yourself plenty of time to make sure that this essay is perfect, because this essay may be the single most important essay you will ever write in your entire life. And again, it needs to be perfect. So you need to give yourself plenty of time to give it to a trusted teacher or an advisor so they can give you some pointers on how to make it even more spectacular than it already is. Second piece of advice, hopefully this is also obvious, but you also need to make sure that you don't just rely on spell check. It's a program. Again, make sure that you have read it through multiple times, you catch every single typo, and again, that you have the time to let a teacher or an advisor read it over. And so of course, I can't just wave my magic wand and get Chris into the college or university of his choice, but I'm hoping if he kills it on his college essay that he'll be able to do it himself. All right, Chris, so that is my A to your Q. I hope you like the advice I had to give you this week. What about you guys? What about those of you who are watching? Maybe some of you guys have been in this exact same situation as Chris. Maybe you have some success stories you'd love to share with us. I would love to hear about it all in the comments below. Maybe you can even give Chris some additional pointers of things that helped you. And as always, if you like this video, then like it on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching it right this second. And don't forget to share it with your friends on Twitter or the social media of your choice. And as always, keep those questions rolling in, just like Chris on Twitter. You never know. Next week, I might even be answering your life's toughest question. Until then, I'm Amanda Hammett, and this has been Real Talk with Amanda. That's right, we're going to talk about killing it on your college essay. Seriously, my sweater is so bright, I look like a highlighter. I'm like,